then you don't have to explain. The normal setting is about 1830, 1838. And it's the beginning of the Bohemian movement, but that doesn't mean much to us. The beginning of the Bohemian movement, we don't know what that is. Most people just haven't a clue. But they're poor. Why are they poor? Because they don't work. Well, why don't they work? Because they're artists, and artists don't work. Because they were Bohemians, it was a way of life for the Bohemian movement, like the hippie movement. And I thought, well, if I could just set it in the first Christmas after World War I, it's clear that the people of Paris are poor. It's clear that the returning soldiers have problems getting back into society. And it's clear what their friendships mean. Because these four guys are buds, they're tight, they hang together. And if you think of them as just having fought in the trenches of World War I, made it through, and here they are in Paris, and it's just months later. It made all the relationships important. And I needed one person to have been wounded, to bear the scar. And Colline, where's Colline? Right there with the coat. Colline and his buddy Chonard tend to be wallpaper in this show. They just fill in the quartet for the tenor and the baritone. So they just sort of are also-rans automatically. Well, they were my best actors in the whole company. And I thought, how can I have my best actors go on stage as wallpaper? What a loss of an opportunity. And I decided we should do this thing. We should have him be blind. He's looking out for him all the time so he doesn't walk off the cliff. And they're all buddies who were in the war together. And wouldn't it be wonderful? And I was explaining this to Phi Beta Kappa.
Yes.
And Mary's the president. And Mary had them at Opera San José. And we did a little tour around. And I mentioned this story. I said, I would love to do this. And then I finished it by saying, but of course I can't because all of our costumes are in 1830. And Mary called me aside. She stayed after. And she said, Larry, I would like to help you with the costumes to make this possible. And I know that Mary is involved in costuming and textiles and knows a lot about it, has connections in the field. I said, oh, Mary, that would be great. If you could just point me to some costume shops that I could take a look. I would be really grateful for that help. Maybe we could pull together the costumes. She said, no, you don't understand, honey. I would like to cover the cost of a new set of costumes. I said, Mary, that could be $80,000 to $100,000. She says, Larry, I know about costuming. So we shook hands, and here they are. So this is Musetta. She's sometimes well-to-do because of whoever happens to be on the other side of the table in her life. She kind of drifts from guy to guy, and the highest bidder kind of wins. And so she always has a little bit of money. And this is just a lady in the crowd. She's well-heeled too. That's Alcindoro, he's the boyfriend. And, this is Parpignol and his two assistants. Parpignol's a toy seller. And so he's done up half as Rigoletto and half as Pagliacci, which I love. So then we have a little Pagliacci and a little Rigoletto, famous clowns from other operas. And I think here we have Rodolfo. Anna, is that?
Yes.
Our costume designer, by the way, is here. Alina Bokovikova.
Alina.
And it was truly fun working with Alina. She has wonderful ideas. And then when we sit together, we go, is that the best idea? And she'll say, why do you ask? And we would talk through, and the next thing you know, you have a different design. And carrying them out beautifully. We were also, it was a happy bunch of people working together. Our costume shop director, Alyssa, had such a pleasure building these, and so did everybody. It was, and the artists loved to wear them. And it was good to be in something that's not your typical Corey, hi!
Oh.
not your typical 1830s, let's do another La Bohème. And I think the moment that was most moving for basically everybody in the audience, because people have trapped me over this, is when these two guys in the last act she's gonna pawn some earrings and some jewelry to get some medicine for Mimi, who is dying. And these boys decide to step up. He's gonna sell his coat where he kept all of his books on philosophy and rhetoric and grammar. And as he sings an aria about his coat right at the end, it's a lovely little pause, because you have someone dying in the room. And it pulls you out of it a little bit and gives you a little distance, which you're happy to have. And in this production, the Chouinard, who's been helping him all night, because he's blind, and he's newly blind. So he has a big stick that he carries around, and he knocks people over with it. And so the Chouinard has been helping him out all the way. We get to the last act, and he always wears dark glasses. And the Chouinard came just as he's about to leave, and he brings in his staff. And he pulled off his dark glasses and wiped the tears from his cheeks, put the glasses back on, and it made that death so real. It was an astonishing production for me. And I hope you enjoy having a look. If you have any questions, I can answer them. Alina can answer questions.
All right, sure.
So if there's anything you'd like to know about, we'd be happy to chat. Oh, that's the opening scene, the painting of the Red Sea, where the Pharaoh is going to drown. But instead, he's supposed to get burned, but they stop it. They burn it for warmth in the stove. They're all freezing. Okay.
And we will have more performances in the Porcelain Gallery, I believe.
That's right, we have a soprano today.
A soprano today, and marimba, so live it up. Enjoy.